Welcome to the first episode of our module on Pandas. You have spent the last 3 modules bridging NumPy and Dictionaries. Today, we give that glue a name and start using Pandas. Concepts first, then code. By the end of this video, you will understand that a DataFrame is essentially a dictionary of labeled NumPy columns. You will know how to build these structures and recognize how labels solve the friction of managing parallel arrays. Here is our roadmap. We'll start by acknowledging the challenges of working with unlinked arrays, explore the architecture of Pandas, and then dive into a code-along to convert your own data structures into DataFrames. Let's begin with the friction you've likely been feeling. It's time to be honest about the limitations of working with isolated arrays in your previous projects. In Module 3, you likely managed multiple parallel arrays. You were responsible for keeping row 0 consistent across all of them. Python and NumPy didn't enforce this alignment. Only your own discipline did. NumPy is brilliant for high-speed, vectorized math and broadcasting. However, it lacks context. It treats data as raw arrays without knowing if a column represents revenue or something else, and it provides no inherent relationship between separate arrays. Dictionaries remember names, and arrays handle computation. You have been the synchronization layer, manually tracking data across structures. Today, we replace that manual effort with Pandas. Next, we explore the architecture of Pandas. It really comes down to one core diagram and 2 primary structures that everything else is built upon. A series is simply a NumPy array with a labeled index, creating a single named dimension. A data frame is a collection of these series, all sharing the same index. That is the entire architecture. Think of it as a family tree. You have your raw data sources, which evolve into indexed series and eventually combine into the tabular data frame structure. It is the perfect synthesis of dictionary-like structure and NumPy-like computation. You are already familiar with these patterns. Your M1 list of dictionaries and M2 dictionary of lists are essentially the blueprints for what become Pandas structures. Remember, every Pandas trick you learn is just one of your familiar structures wearing NumPy shoes. Now, let's walk through the code and see how these structures translate into data frames. Creating a series from a list is straightforward. Notice that the output displays the index on the left and your data values on the right. They are now officially linked. A Pandas series isn't hiding NumPy. It is NumPy with an added index. You can still access the underlying array using the .values attribute, while the index allows for much more than just simple numeric ordering. Now, let's see how we bring it all together. Here is how we transform your list of dictionaries into a fully realized data frame. You'll notice there is no manual restructuring or complex loops involved. Accessing a single column is now just as intuitive as accessing a dictionary key, but the result is a series. The data retains its name and index, meaning that operations like math and alignment happen naturally. The best part is that your entire NumPy toolkit remains untouched. Vectorized math, filtering with Boolean masks, and aggregate functions all work exactly as you have mastered them, but now with the power of named columns. Look how easily we create a new calculated column in one line. We avoid the overhead of loops and complex index management. This level of simplicity is the hallmark of effective labeled vectorization. Now we reach the most critical concept that many skip, the index. It is far more than just row numbers. It is the fundamental identifier for your data. Avoid the mistake of thinking the index is just a position. Instead, treat it as a label for each row, similar to a dictionary key. This mental model will prevent many common errors. Setting a meaningful index, like a customer ID, transforms how you interact with your data. It turns your data frame into a searchable, structured database of records, rather than just a collection of rows. Using the .lock accessor allows you to perform lookups by label. This is a powerful shift, as your retrieval logic is now based on your data's identity rather than where it happens to be stored. This brings us to Pandas' greatest superpower, alignment. If you add two datasets, Pandas automatically aligns them based on their index labels rather than position. This ensures safe and reliable computations. While alignment is a massive advantage, it is also a potential source of errors if you're not careful. Mismatched indexes result in missing data. Inspecting your index regularly is a habit you should develop now. By mastering the index now, you are building a solid foundation. This knowledge will pay off across the rest of the module, especially when we move into advanced joins and groupings. We have covered a lot of ground. Let's do a quick recap of the core takeaways before you head into your hands-on exercise. First, a data frame is just a dictionary of columns. Second, your existing NumPy skills are still perfectly valid here. And finally, remember that the index is a label, not just a number. For quick reference, keep these definitions in mind. Series are single-labeled columns, data frames are collections of those series, the index provides the labels, and alignment is how they communicate. Now it is time for you to work. Your deliverable is to set up your own notebook, convert your M1 data, and start experimenting with these new tools. Good luck! This notebook is the foundation for Module 4. Every data frame you build here serves as the workspace for the next 10 episodes, so treat these initial setups with care. A clean start now will make your later work much smoother. We have some specific notes for this episode. First, we aren't using read CSV yet, as we want you to build from data you already own. We also want you to pause when you see dot values to recognize NumPy's role, and take your time with the alignment demo. This diagram represents the connections you already have from previous modules. Today, you are simply using Pandas as the integration layer to finally bridge all those concepts together into one cohesive workflow. Compare your experience in Module 3 with what Pandas offers here. Moving from anonymous columns in NumPy to named, labeled columns in Pandas eliminates ambiguity and makes operations like filtering and math safer and more readable. Avoid common pitfalls. Remember that the index is not just a position, that filtering may return a view or a copy, and that every column access returns a series. Keep these rules in mind as you start coding. The moment you inspect your series values, you will see the truth. Pandas did not invent a new engine. It adopted NumPy's. You are seeing the child of the structures you have already been using for 3 modules. Before you close your notebook, take a moment to answer these 4 questions. If you can clearly explain the parents of a data frame, how dot values behaves, the role of the index, and how alignment works, you are ready for episode 2. In the next episode, we move into the professional toolkit. We will cover file loading with read_CSV and essential inspection methods like head, info, and describe to help you understand your data's quality and structure immediately.